G'day everyone, Brian here. Christmas is coming up, and for my brother I want to make a set of bookshelves. Now it's not your normal structured shelves. This is something that can come apart and just leave you with 4 bits of wood that you can pack up, carry with you. I've got one, I really like it, so I thought I'd make one for my brother. There's 7 steps to this, I think. Step number 1, I've got my template here from Cheezels. Did you know Cheezels are gluten-free? Best news I've had this year. Cheezels box, cut out a template, draw that on, measure some small shelving that will hold it together. So that's step 2. Then I'll cut it. Then I'll draw some kind of design how I'll cut out instead of just having a square shelf for my brother there. I'll sand it and I'll stain it. That's the 7 steps. The 8th one will be to put it together, wrap it up and give it to him for Christmas. Let's see how it turns out. First steps. I might bring you in a bit closer. Now a key to this is the angles of these holes for the shelves to sit in. When I was trying to make one earlier, having all kinds of bother trying to work out the angles, and my dear wife pointed out that, well, if it's for books it needs to be 90 degrees. It's pretty simple once you know. Okay. Measure twice, cut once, eh? I know these are great tools, but mine has got a bit bent out of shape at some point, so doesn't work quite as smoothly as it once did. Maybe I should ask Santa for a new one for Christmas. Well, if that's the cut I've just made, I'll trust this edge to be the straight edge. I wasn't expecting that to happen. Have to feed something into the design factor there, won't I? Righto. Reading glasses are not safety glasses. Yeah, I might go for the jigsaw instead. Now the shelves I'm going to make need to be 30 centimetres following the grain. This is one of those laminated boards from the big green store. And so I thought, this is great. It's just the right size going across. I'll just, you know, use the drop saw, cut it. It was great, brilliant. Don't have to worry about straight cuts and all that kind of stuff. So I can't cut across the grain because they break. I need to go with the grain. Now, fortunately, because I've got one here, even though it is broken, it does provide me a bit of a template. But it's also the same width as the old trusty ruler. So that's got something going for it as well. And I don't need to worry about the width of the saw blade here. This isn't minute measurements kind of stuff. Righto. How is it that I draw a straight line and then I look at it again and it is not even close to straight? How does that happen? Maybe that's why people say measure twice, cut once. But as I said, it's just a shelf. It's not the end of the world if it's a bit out. So where I think I need some bigger clamps. Get it started and freestyle because nothing ever goes wrong with that. Okay, there's me 4 bits. Gee, that's rough. Righto, be some smoothing up to do there. That should all come together nicely. Hard to believe now, but it'll be good. Just trying to close the door. Righto, I've come into the shed. Settle down. I've come into the shed. I need the power for the jigsaw, and I like the shed. So let's tidy things up a bit. Man, talk about measure twice, cut once. What happened? Righto, here's the pieces. They're clamped together so I can make sure everything works. I've got the sides cut out so the shelves can slot in. Might be a little bit tight, so I might need to do a bit of sanding, trimming, filing, whatever, a bit later on. But now I've got the basic design, or the basic square. Now I need to just work out how do I make it look. My brother's name begins with an R. Can I do that? R. I wonder if I can. And I've got a bit of the old tracing paper here. I wonder, would that be completely stupid if I did that? Just came, soften the edges there, come around, make that whole thing an R. Not sure that that will work, and admittedly a bit difficult to work around these fat clamps. I can't find my notebook. Oh, I'm out of control. Okay, so here's some leftovers from another project, which might happen today or might not. So if an R looks like that, and I'm talking about using a fat R. Not convinced that actually, you see that? Not convinced that actually looks like an R. So let's scrap that idea. So I might just go something a little simpler and rounder. So it needs to be here. I could just go round and then up in here. I need to have spaces here so it sits on the shelf. I might just go simple because I'm confident that will work, and if I try too hard it won't work, and then what have I got? The firewood. Okay, where's me a nice round, something nice and round. Here. I could paint the R in. I could paint the R in, but I'm not going to. Righto, let's see if we can cut this off. My jigsaw is leaving a filthy mark here. Come on, Brian. Okay, that's done. Back to the sanding, and nobody wants to see that, not even me. Righto, sanding's done. It's smooth, it's clean. It could be better, but you know, time is short. Now time to do the varnishing. I've dropped me little made by Brian 2020 on the bottom. Not necessarily so my brother can't ever give it away, but just so he knows. Anyway, so now to varnish it, I've got some Australian Jarrah stain and varnish. This is the part that I love doing and that terrifies me. I love doing it because of the difference it makes, and I'm always terrified I'm just going to get it covered in dust, or drop it on the floor, or it's going to stick to the board overnight, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, let's see how we go. expect some of you are watching, might be watching this saying, get the right tool. Yep, fair call. But I don't do these things very often, so. Okay, new brush. I'm going to start with the feet, with the bottom of it, so that that might dry quickly, and then it can just stand up. So then it can stand up and lean against one of the tins here. That's the plan. Don't know if it's a good plan. I should say too, I've deliberately gone for a darker colour to match the mood of my brother's house, which might mean he can't actually read my handwriting here. Well, we'll see how it dries. Okay, let's start on the business. So that looks nice. Now you would have seen me shaking this up instead of stirring it. That's what I've always done with cans of paint and such. But it's a bit frothy in here. Is it a bad thing? I don't know. Let me know. I just remembered that it's the narrow edge that sits underneath the books that is the most visible. So maybe I should have spent a bit more time tidying up, although that burnout bit does look kind of nice. Well, that's frustrating. I saw that run, but didn't realise it had gone underneath it. I'm not going to take it out because that's more work than I want to do, and it looks kind of cool. So I'm going to call it a happy accident. There's something spectacular about watching a craftsman at work, someone who really knows their craft, really knows how to make the best out of what they do. They're careful, they're patient, they're slow. You won't get any of that here though. I'm just having a crack, learning stuff as I go. Right, I think I'm making that worse by trying to make it better. Okay, first coat done. I think I'm going to need to do another one at least, so a bit of sanding later on. I won't bore you with that, so I'll just show you the finished product when it's finished.